this film is incredibly groundbreaking because we're seeing new footage that we haven't seen before, and it's presented in a way that makes it tangible to the common layperson. Somebody who may not know all of the technical things behind the Apollo missions can still enjoy this film. And for those of us who weren't yet born, it's a way to feel like we're immersed in the mission, which is pretty cool to experience. The film also shows us a lot of new footage that we hadn't seen before. Some of that is just the enormity of the data and the footage that was made at this time. Everything was documented. That's a lot of footage and data to go through. And so a lot of what was available to the public was the stuff that they could hit right away, or the stuff that we've been seeing constantly over the years. But going into vaults and finding more of this footage, they were able to clean it up, make sure that the film was able to be used and digitized and turned into what was a wonderful documentary. So first of all, it was driven by the politics of the time, the space race, the Cold War. America wanted to beat the Soviet Union to being the first ones to land on the moon, but at this point too, it had captured the attention of not just all of the American citizens, but the world. This was something that everybody was rooting for to happen, and so this launch was a lot of aspirations of not just the people who worked on the program, but the hopes and dreams of the people who were there in spirit, the citizens of the United States and the world that were watching it unfold before their eyes. So right now, NASA is developing the Space Launch System, or the SLS, which will be its most powerful crewed launch vehicle to date. So it will be even more powerful than the Saturn V that took us to the moon previously. We're also working on the Orion spacecraft, or the multi-purpose crew vehicle. That will take 4 people into space, and it will have the capability of going to the International Space Station, to the moon, and eventually on to Mars. NASA is also currently working quite in close contact with SpaceX and Boeing, 2 commercial partners, who are also building their own crewed vehicles as well. So between those 3 entities and some other privatized space exploration companies, I think this is something that we could figure out if we get the manpower behind it and, of course, the money behind it. I definitely think within the next 50 years we could easily see us going back to the moon, onto Mars, even building bases there, and doing more exploration on a long-term basis.